today we're asking the question, what can you do to maximize your beauty? There will be 3 piles to choose from. We're just going to jump in. So I'm going to shuffle and we'll get started. Okay, so pile 1, I've got a card for us here, Knight of Wands, that you can kind of focus on the imagery of during the reading. But we have, your pile is very beautiful, like inherently, okay? Like for your dice, we had Libra and Venus come out, and as well as the number 10. Okay, like you're very balanced and beautiful, and like you have an energy of harmony. So what you can do, it's interesting because, you know, I was, so while I was like shuffling your cards there, I had come to me the word romanticize. And I noticed there, you know, you may have been romanticizing something, and then you may have been romanticizing something and then realized it wasn't something to be romanticized, and that may have saddened you, but now you're realizing there are other things to romanticize, I'm hearing. And also for your pile, while I was shuffling there, I had come out this style that I see often on my YouTube feed, actually, surprisingly, like instead of my Pinterest feed, but it's spelled S-H, I think it's like S-H-O-U-J-U, maybe, I'm not really sure, but it's like Shujo or Shuju or like Soju, or I don't really know what it is, guys, sorry, but it's like S-H-O-U-J, let me just look it up real fast. S-H-O-U-J-O. It's like, you know, it's reminding me of like kind of 3:13 on my timer. I kind of like spaced out there, but it kind of reminds me of cottagecore a little bit, but it's like a softer style. And, you know, I'm just hearing the word like feminize and softness, but I think you are inherently like very beautiful, and it's like adding things to enhance your softness would maximize your beauty. But something that's interesting for you, and I want to go through like your signs. So we have Libra and Venus. This is actually coming through earlier, so I wanted to talk about this. This is good. I think Libra and Venus may just be the same like situation, but like placement, because it's ruled by the planet. Like Libra is ruled by Venus, or Venus is ruled by Libra. But action wise, it was coming through to me earlier, like as I was preparing or like getting ready for this, I was listening to music, and it was coming to me like music is one way for you, and also perfume and like little things like that to feminize. I keep hearing that, like feminize. But let's go over like the associations with Libra and Venus. So the things associated with Venus and Libra are copper, roses, perfumes, silks, pearls, love letters, beauty tools, mirror compacts, lace gloves, harps, wine, cocoa, chocolates, violins, and fashion. You know, the action you can take, I'm just hearing like luxuriate. Okay, luxuriate in the senses. So like the silks and the perfumes, that's really sticking out to me. And like the sensuality of putting on makeup. Okay, like the senses are activated in the act of putting on makeup, and then like the senses of wearing makeup, and like it activates like metaphysical senses, like it activates like things within the mind. And I'm just hearing like you are able, if you want to transport yourself and others through to like different times and places with these things, the perfume and the silk and the lace. Like, you transport people to different places and times. Okay, like there's an element, and it's interesting because the people associated with Libra and Venus, lovers, artists, muses, blah 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 blah, seductresses. Okay, so it's like part of seduction is like transporting people to places other than what's immediately in front of them. Okay. And what was interesting for your pile about what action you can take to maximize your beauty, what keeps coming through, okay, and earlier, like, I think it's pronounced Genghis, but Genghis Khan came out as one of the figures from history from that deck of mine, and I was like, okay, that's a bit confusing, so I'm just going to keep shuffling. I'll just put that in there, and I'll integrate that information into the thing as a whole, but I wasn't immediately sure how to process that, so I kept shuffling. And then we also get Confucius, and I'm like, okay. And then from another deck we get Greedy, and I'll go through these cards, and then basically what's coming through here is like, you are such a lover, and it's gotten to a point where it went too far, and it was like being expended and spent instead of like replenished. And you notice that, and I think you're on the the flip side of that. I don't think you're stuck in that side anymore, but wherever you are on the timeline, okay, this should relate to you. And if you're in the beginning, here's an insight into the your forecast. But you were like giving all your love away, and not any of it went to you. Like, none of it went to you. None of it went to you. And you've actually went from that to all of it going to you. And depending on where you're at in that timeline. But that's if you're here in pile 1, that's kind of like the big picture point, is to bring your energy back to you, so that like you're planting your seeds in other people's gardens, and then they're like not tending to the trees, and the fruit's like falling and dropping to the ground and like rotting, and no one's eating it, and like it's going to waste, and the tree isn't trimmed, and there's branches that need to be like tended to, and there's all this stuff. But like, if you plant your seeds in your garden, your fruit is like perfectly ripe, and your trees are like trimmed and tended to and nurtured, and like your tree right now, you have no tree, even though you have all the seeds for the trees. You are the only seed bearer. Okay, you're the seed bearer. You're the only one with the seeds. Okay, but you're planting all the seeds in everybody else's like barren gardens. Okay, and they're loving it because they can use it at will, but they're not using it correctly, and it's not theirs to use. And it's proper to call all this back to you, to plant your seeds within your own garden. Like, that would be just. And when you do this, if you haven't already, your tree is like glowing and shining and like glimmering. But we have, action-wise, I'll just go over what these says. We have what these say. We have, let's see, fire, water, earth, water, earth. It's like there's a spark within you that's keeping you going, but the way that your energy is being asked to move right now in regards to like maximizing your beauty is very like focusing on like earth and water energy, not fire energy. But we have here, run free with passion and trust your power, which is interesting because remember, we had all these strong figures come out earlier, like Confucius and Genghis Khan and the greedy card come out. Like, you're being asked to call your power back, yes. And some are going to say that's selfish, it's greedy, it's blah, blah, blah. It was never theirs to begin with. But those, those are going to be the people who are saying that. Is it selfish of you? Did you ever call them selfish, while they were using all your energy, even though it was yours to begin with? No. So, and that was unjust. Don't worry about none of that, though. But, so we have run free with passion and trust your power. Communicate with purpose and compassion. Move with subtlety and grace in all that you do. That's really important, okay? Even though you have this strength, this fire within you, okay? It's not the thing that you want to focus on. What you want to focus on is actually grounding yourself, calling yourself back to yourself, rooting yourself into your place in the earth. Resilience comes from adapting to the harshest conditions. Flow with the changing tides of life. Balance strength with gentleness. And we'll just go over the keywords on this. Or let me go over, like, you might have been you had some level of, like, naivety to you. You're being asked to, like, wisen up, though, is what I'm hearing. And, like, shut that down, okay? Shut that down. And in finalizing your reading, Pile 1, and asking what action can you take to finalize, or what action can you take to maximize your beauty? That's interesting. So it's almost like you are, in some sense, taking like a final form. And that's not to say you won't keep changing, but it's like this is what people will come to know you as. This thing that you're stepping into. But we have 3 of Pentacles. So when it comes to the actions you can take to maximize your beauty, this card talks about learning, studying, growing, working hard, committing, building on success, collaborating, determination, goals, dedication, attention to details. It's like, this is a new beginning for you. You're being asked to outpour finally all that was within your cup back into your cup. You're being asked at this time to replenish yourself because no one else was up until now, okay? And it took that for you to realize that, everything happened for a reason. Your heart is opening at this moment, though, okay? So just focus on self-love, romanticizing your personal spaces, your sacred spaces, and that can even be like internally. But, I'm getting like you have, it's energy work, but it's also like you're building a wall. It's like it's energy work, yeah, but it's like, it's so hefty energetically that it's almost physical labor, it feels like. So you may be like really tired right now, from calling your energy back to yourself, okay? But keep, building the walls of those boundaries and solidifying those boundaries, and yes, you will reach like your, you will reach like your, the other side of this, where all your power is back to you, all that love that you have to outpour, it shows on you, not on the people that were like taking. Okay, it will reflect on you. So it's kind of like the action you need to take is to call back all like the undue energy that's expended from you. But Pile 1, we're going to leave your message off there. If that was helpful, don't forget to leave a like so that others can find this and how this resonates in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so I can see you again. But bye for now. Hello, Pile 2. Before we even begin, your energy is so soft and sweet. So we have a card over here that you can focus on during the reading. It's the Queen of Cups. And I just want to let you know, like, so much, okay, just a message from this and 2 of your 3 dice, is so similar and reflective of, like, the, you know, storyline that was being told in Pile 1. So if you did feel connected to that, you may have messages there. What is immediately picking up to me is it seems like this is like a continuation of that narrative in Pile 1, but like maybe you are, you know, more on the more balanced end of things. Pile 1 was more in the beginning of the journey of this narrative that we have so far going in Pile 1 and 2. But it's like Pile 2, you at one point were feeling, or you are, you know, you may be somewhere on the spectrum still, like depending on where you are, but you were lacking independence and wealth of your own. What you're being asked to do, okay, is return to your roots and focus on establishing security for yourself. These are actions that will maximize your beauty. So something, you know, something that was making you feel dependent and insecure was, you know, zapping your beauty from you. So restoring yourself to your roots and focusing on establishing security for yourself, this is going to maximize your beauty. Okay, and we have the heart chakra is involved here, and the throat chakra, okay, in a positive sense. Okay, you're being asked to focus on playfulness, youthfulness, innocence, creativity, kindness, charity, support. And in terms of creating your own security, you're being asked to have discipline, be practical, be reliable, maintain focus on your ambition. And, you know, you're facing something new, that's true. And it seems like you have some amount of fear of the unknown. We have the Fool here, but it's in reverse. You are being asked to, you know, focus on the positivity of the experience of returning to your roots. Okay, the nostalgic, that feeling of sweetness. Okay, so the Queen of Cups appears when you need to focus first on your own emotional health before attempting to help others. That's, you know, a narrative that was really prevalent in Pile 1. And it also talks about being the sort of figure that trusts their own inner voice. So one of the things that's going to restore beauty to you is trusting your own inner voice. Okay, I'm just hearing like confidence and self-esteem and like personal power will be restored. Okay, the Queen of Cups is noted as having, you know, likely to have many admirers because of their wise, supportive, and kind nature. Their compassion makes it natural for them to be an ear to lend or a shoulder to cry on for anyone who needs it. But this is a, you know, a warning that you may also attract a lot of people that are clingy and overly reliant on you. So, you know, just like in Pile 1, boundaries is important. But because we have 3 on your dice here, you know, I'm feeling like you've become quite balanced in where you're at. Okay, we have like a very thick deck to go through, so I'm just going to go over symbols as they come out to me. But we have stubborn, and what's coming out to me of that is like you need to remain stubborn on, the boundaries you've created for yourself, because those boundaries allow your beauty to, like, bubble up and, like, rise to the surface, okay? It allows your beauty to, like, be born. Those boundaries. Painted nails. Okay, you're being asked to take literal steps to beautify yourself. Like, it'll make you feel better too. And watches, okay? So not just, I'm hearing not just, like, actual steps to beautify yourself, but, like, you can take steps to, like, literally adorn yourself as well. Jewelry is something that, is coming out for you, pile 2. Okay, and we have patience, large ears. That's coming back to, like, the Queen of Cups. Some people are going to think you're friendly, and some people are going to think this person is critical, this person is superficial or arrogant. But others are, the people who see you in your truth are going to see you as an empathetic figure. Okay, and just as confirmation on your empathy and your beauty, we have long eyelashes here. And the truth of the matter is you're brave. You're brave to stand on your boundaries. Okay, we have enchanting gaze come out. Tall, you make people feel small. Okay, you intimidate people. You make people feel, like, not calm. But it's the right people. People are, like, you have a haunting beauty, like, ethereal, and, like, the features that you have, like, that are coming out, you may not literally have, but it's like, honey eyes, auburn eyes, glowing skin, like moonlight skin, and, like, it's just, like, glowing features, and, like, almost in, like, a like haunting sense, like eyes peering at you through a forest, like, it's kind of freaky. Just be confident in yourself. Rest in your, like, the strength of your calm. Okay, the strength of your calm is what I'm hearing. Okay, so just as I was coming in, you need to watch yourself, pile 2. I mean, not you need to watch yourself. I mean, you need to watch out for yourself, okay? Because people have it out for you, pile 2. Like, whew. Okay. People want to knock you off your pedestal. Like, I accidentally, knocked that when I was coming into the reading a second ago. Like, they would love to watch you fall. But, like, so, you just need to know that. You need to be aware of that. But I think you are at this point. I think there was a point where you were unaware of that, and you were really mistreated during that era. But, we have the action you can take, okay? And, these are figures from history, okay? The action you can take, the figure from history, we have Machiavelli, the strategist, cunning, realism, political mastery. The quote here is, sometimes the ends justify the means. Okay, I don't know this Machiavelli figure, but what I'm getting here is, and the warning here is, beware of manipulation and deception. Strategy and foresight lead to power. That's what's definitely coming through with you, pile 2. Like, you have, like, a long road ahead of you, but, like, you have a strategy. There's a strategy to be had, and, like, it's worth having, because you are going to be handed you at the end of this, okay? Like, you are meeting you at the end of this. Like, you are going to be gifted to yourself at the end of this. Like, you are the prize. You're worth it. So, like, the long road, it's worth it. Make sure you're channeling your anger effectively. And, you're with pile 1, okay? And I'm just gonna say, but I will say, pile 1 did seem okay. This is a very windy road, and it's very cyclical. Okay, it's not linear, so it's not like there's a pile 1 was the beginning and you're down here. It's like it's a wheel, and there's, like, dimensions to it, and you know, so, but your energy is more fiery. Okay, and pile 1's energy was like a softer, and it was at the more, I won't say the beginning in the sense that it's linear, but it's beginning at the realization. Okay, it's the beginning of the realization, wherever that is. It's, you know, it doesn't have to happen at any certain point, but you have more fiery, and I'm just hearing firebrand, and like you have like, there's a solidification to be had with your pile. Okay, like there's fire and rock, and like you need to have these two like elements in your hands going forward. So we have horse here, run free with passion and trust your power, fire element. We also have dolphin representing water element, communicate with purpose and passion. We have the lynx, a cat, earth element, move with subtlety and grace in all you do. And we also have the spectacled instead of speckled. That's interesting. Spectacled. So it's like, you know, I'm thinking people, it's really interesting. How too, people are so sick. But it's like, people knew your greatness, and even still, they're going to sit here and pretend to be shocked when you like fully culminate into yourself. They're going to sit here and pretend to be shocked, even though like they knew your greatness before, which is why they were treating you so badly in the first place, because, you know, the only time they had access to you was when you weren't in your fullness, in your full power. Okay, when you are in your full power, they won't have access to you. So, you know, and they knew that, and it even though they did have access to you and you were loving in that state and you had no idea they were feeling any other sort of way in that state, like they weren't coming from the best of intentions. So, you know, while you were open and accepting and loving and all this stuff and like unknowing about any other way to be within the confines of these situations and these peoples and these places, like they were jealous and envious, and like it made them feel better during that era to put you down while they had you than to just like accept your love. And now they're in the space where you fully culminate and embody yourself fully. They're just going to be there watching you, feeling guilty and shameful for, you know, essentially missing the opportunity they had while they had it. They could have built you up during that time and then had access to you on the other side still. But instead, in their space of insecurity, they needed to, in their eyes, and wanted to, and did, put you down to keep you small so that you wouldn't grow any larger than what they can manage. Okay, and that felt better and safer than them to hurt you so they could have you easier. Okay, have you smaller. You were more, like, digestible for them then. But the era of, like, you know, you can't do that anymore. You're undigestible. You need to be so you know, those people need to be nauseous at the thought of you know approaching you, really, because you're that great. Okay, so, you know, they were misusing and abusing a place they shouldn't have been in anyways. But pile 2, we're going to leave your message there, okay? And just coming back to what action you need to take, because that was a little bit long. Okay, the action you need to take is returning to your roots and focusing on establishing security in your life, okay? And that happens through an ambition that you have and then applying discipline. Okay, so pile 2, that's what we have for you today. If that was helpful, don't forget to leave a like so that it finds others. Leave how this resonates for you in the comments below, and subscribe so I can see you again. For now, though, bye. Hello, pile 3. Your energy is very beautiful. So we have for you like an imagery to focus on. Pile 3, we have the Judgment card. Very cute. And we will read the guidebook, you know, what it has to say about the Judgment card. You know, it's interesting. It's like, seeing where Judgment is in the... Okay. Judgment. You guys. This is so fun. You guys. Okay. Pile 3. So first of all, okay, so just in case you didn't know, the major arcana in the tarot, okay, there's like so many cards, it's like 20 something, 24, 20 something, but it's in, okay, and one of the cards is the Fool, okay, and if you didn't know, the major arcana is the Fool's journey through the wheel, okay, so, okay, and then another thing is, though, the last card in the major arcana is the World, okay, the World says, the keywords to the World are completion, ending, success, travel, closure, graduation, universe, freedom, environment, rebirth. The card right before is Judgment. The keywords to this are rebirth, ending, higher calling, announcement, judgment, transformation, reawakening, passage, renewal, shift, oneness. The attributes are Pluto. The guidebook reads, this Judgment card depicts an angelic raccoon with wings surrounded by clouds and a starry aura, blowing Gabriel's trumpet to announce a judgment has been determined for others. Just like the Death card, the Judgment card reminds us that everything comes to an end and that a new beginning is on the way. The traditional interpretation of Judgment focuses on the moment when we reflect on and evaluate ourselves and our actions. We can gain a clear and more objective understanding of where we are now and what we need to do to grow as humans through self-reflection. The Judgment card appearing in a reading indicates that you are approaching a critical point in your life where you must begin to evaluate yourself. Seeing this card can also indicate that you are in a period of awakening, which is triggered by the act of self-reflection. You now have a better understanding of what needs to change and how to be true to yourself and your needs. This can include making minor changes to your daily routine, as well as major changes that affect not only you, but also others. So, Pile 3, you're being asked to make minor and major changes. Now is the time to examine your love life and determine what needs to be changed. The Judgment card indicates a period of introspection and analysis prompted by an awakening. Issues in your love life that you previously ignored may now be visible, and you have the opportunity to make changes. Maintain open communication with your partner and make sure you are both aware of each other's needs. Small changes that you and your partner make together can have a big impact on your relationship. You guys, I didn't mean to go into like a relationship reading there, but it's like if you're dealing with a relationship that is, negatively impacting your mental and emotional spaces, it's going to affect your beauty, okay? Like, it just will. It will reflect on your face. It will reflect on your energy. So, Pile 3, you've been dealing with some level of, some energy of addiction. It can be outside of a substance, though it can be to a substance, but it can be like to a person or a thing or a routine or a pattern, just anything. But you've been dealing with mental health, like, and issues, if you want to call it that. It's not healthy. You haven't had like stable health, and there's been some level of secrecy and obsession and abuse, to be frank, and just negative thinking and people pleasing. But you're being guided by spirit to, I just heard, make a break for it, literally. Okay, it's the phrase that's coming out, like, literally on your card. And you're being guided to act in self-interest and to risk take in this situation. You may have to have some level of unconventional. You may have to have an unconventional approach. Okay, there's been lost love, but you are being pushed by spirit to like focus on your beauty. Okay. 233 or 233 on my clock as I say that. So going over your cards here, the action you can take. We have Earth, Fire, Air. Okay. Defend your territory fiercely, but be gentle to those you love. That's badger for earth, sandcat for fire. Blend into your surroundings while silently pursuing your desires. Panther, fire. Find power in the dark. Your strength is in your mystery. And white peafowl, air. Your angels are coming through on this last one, dude. Especially with it being on this yellow card, because I have another deck that's an angel deck and I made it on these yellow cards here. So you know what? We will actually pull from that deck. We'll pull from that deck, and I have two decks actually that I want to pull from that have this yellow card in here. But this white peafowl, it's an air element, and the message on this is let your unique beauty radiate without fear. You may have had, you may have fear actively instilled in you, like just expressing yourself, okay? Let's get some messages from your angels. So from this first deck, we have Transformation 1313, Change is Happening, Trust the Rebirth, Healing 66, and I just heard Route 66, and I'm thinking of that animation from my childhood called Cars, and the message on this is balance your life, healing is underway. Completion, number 9, a chapter is closing, embrace new opportunities, and Archangel Malachiel, inspiration, divine inspiration is flowing through you. On the bottom of the deck, we have Archangel Gabriel. Oh my gosh, Archangel, Archangel. Why was that getting so kind of? He makes an appearance on the Judgment card, okay? And we have communication here. Speak your truth. Your voice is needed, okay? Archangel Ariel, courage, step into your power. You have the strength. And we have, as far as figures from history, fight for what is right, expand your horizons, persistence is the key to overcoming hardship, Winston Churchill. Embrace your personal power, embrace wit and authenticity, Oscar Wilde. And Mother Teresa, helping others brings divine blessings. Okay, and let me pull angel messages from this other deck real. Okay, Pile 3, these are messages from your angels. See beyond the current struggles and trust in a brighter future. Your hope is a beacon for others. The Tree of Life. Connection, growth, eternity. You are deeply rooted in divine wisdom. Your growth reaches both the heavens and the earth. The Dove. A spirit of peace surrounds you. Take refuge in sacred practice. Prayer will provide the comfort and guidance you seek. You are blessed in ways you may not yet see. Live humbly and grace will find you. Everything has a beginning and an end. Trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Share your light and truth with others. You are being called to be an ambassador of love and wisdom. Okay, the keywords on this card are mission, community, service, and the title of it is the Great Commission. You're going to reach your security in life through this effort. And lastly, we have the fish. Okay, this is like your harvest. Okay, we have faith, community, abundance, trust in the provision of divine love. Strengthen your connection to your community and faith. Okay, and lastly, we had on your dice here, we had the moon, Pisces, and the number 2. The number 2 makes me think of angels. And let me just take a note real fast. Okay, the action you can take, why did my hair get crazy? Well, okay, the action you can take, I'm just hearing, is to nurture yourself, and literally how I heard it is to remother yourself. Okay, Pile 3, I'm hearing remother yourself. Okay. The things we have here related to the moon, we have silver, pearls. So wear pearl jewelry, okay, will like help activate this energy, or like call in, coal. Why am I hearing coal? I don't know what that means. Milk, the ocean, ocean tides, seashells, blankets, diaries, family photos, moonstone, lunar calendars, comfort foods, kitchen dreams. interact with these things, okay? And even just thinking about these things, but keep your favorite blanket near, and purchase a seashell if you don't have it. Wear pearl jewelry. Eat your favorite foods. Spend time daydreaming and, actively pursuing your dreams in the night. Like, before you go to bed, like, really, 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 really wish to dream, and, engage in your dreams, even, like, as you sleep, okay? Yeah, and then let's see what else here. We had Pisces as well. It's interesting. Pisces deals with the 12th house. That is the house of, like, dreams, and, that's, like, the mystic area. The psychic center. It's like as you, like, heal yourself through these dreams, you're also, like, sweeping clean and, like, dusting clear, like, psychic abilities. Okay, like, as you interact with and build and strengthen your ability to, like, interact with, like, your dreams, even in the day and especially at night, like, strengthening your bond with your astral body, your astral self, is like strengthening your bond with your psychic abilities. Okay, and again, we have ocean, fog, opals, veils, smoke, mirrors, potions, lullabies, holy water, dream journals. Okay, you're definitely being called to, like, journal. If I didn't say that earlier, I meant to. Yeah, keep a journal, keep a diary. Maybe you're being called to, like, literally work on your family tree. And, I heard as I was coming into in the beginning of your reading, pile 3, the word, languor. It's like, I think it's like a very exhaustive, I almost, like, imagine someone in, like, a steam room, honestly. Like, it's like a very exhaustive state of rest. I'm imagining, like, like, just like an animal limp from, like, heat, they're just, like, they become a noodle. That's sort of like the energy that you can rest within right now, honestly. But, so let's see here. What do we need to leave you off on, like, a concise message? What we had here. Let's just pull one card, so you're like, I'm coming back to, like, making a break for it, trusting in your uniqueness and letting your beauty radiate without fear. You're leaving things behind that aren't meant for you. Obviously all of that is going to increase your beauty. But we have, this hardship is temporary. The world isn't against you. It's actually, here waiting for you. This may have been like a authoritative figure in your life. But you're transitioning, okay? And your heart space is, like, healing. And that is going to beautify you, like, to your fullest. You're going to be your most beautiful when you are sitting within your skin and, like, being your truest self. And you're, transparently. You're heading towards, you're escaping. We got 6 of Swords here, okay? This is the imagery. You're, okay, and before it's 7 of Swords, you're quite innocent and you're very beautiful and you didn't deserve, ill treatment. But we have healing, progress, moving on, calm after a storm, overcoming hardship, relief, stability, running away, journeys, traveling, feeling deflated, passage, letting go of the past, hope, refuge, new horizons. Okay. You're leaving choppy waters. and you're, you know, the little ship that you're riding on solo is gonna find stillness soon. Okay, so pile 3, we are focus on, you know, focus on your future. Focus on your future. I don't know why, I just want to say you beautiful thing. But you guys, I love you so much, and I hope this finds you and finds you well. If it did, don't forget to leave a like so I can find others, and leave how this resonates in the comments below, and subscribe so I can see you again. But for now though, bye.